Coach, just what's been the last week or so been like for you in preparing the team, and kind of how has the international break impacted sort of the preparation there with having to wait a little bit for this match to finally get here?
Yeah, it's not been ideal to come off the back of a high against Cincinnati and have to have a break, but it is what it is. Every team has had to have the break. So for us, it's been a good opportunity actually to get some rest and recovery into some guys that, you go through a 3-game series against a really tough team. Been a good opportunity to rest them. We went through the first week, making sure that we had everyone healthy, and then this week we got a conference semi-final at home, right? So it's been a really exciting week. And we named our stadium as well. So, Etihad Park, really exciting week. Get the name on the stadium, and then a full training week with an exciting game ahead.
Couple of questions. One, how does it affect, if it does in any way, the fact that you've beaten them twice so far this season, especially once that you beat them at Citi Field and was at Yankee Stadium, and this game is being played at Citi Field? And two, does it affect at all the fact that you had 10 days off or 2 weeks off, but they actually had to go through 3 weeks off because they eliminated Columbus in 2 games as opposed to 3?
For us, it doesn't affect the game in any way. The regular season is the regular season, right? And we've had many, many good results, and we had many, many results that we want to improve next year. But as soon as the regular season is over and you go into the postseason, is almost a new season. So, really difficult 3-game series against a top team. Really proud the guys got through it, and we got through it as a team. Now on to a really difficult semi-final, and I'm sure it will give more motivation to Red Bull because maybe they lost twice. It would if we were them. So, the break is the break. I suppose whatever the break is, you have to find a solution for it. How the 2 weeks or 3 weeks has affected each team, we'll tell in the first half of the game, right? For us, it's about just concentrating on what we believe are the attributes and the assets that we have to put in a good performance and making sure that we implement them right from the off.
Cushing?
Citi Field, Coach, Saturday night under the lights. That has to be exciting given some of the experiences you've had there with this team.
Yeah, it's a real special place under the lights. We know that we play as a team. We play a huge part in making that night special. If I recall the Miami playoff game, the Cincinnati game 2, and many other games that we've had there in front of our fans, is going to be a packed crowd. We're really proud that we're going to have 22, 24, 25,000 of our people in there. But we have to play our part in getting the atmosphere, in delivering the performance, in playing our way. And I think, together, if our fans bring the passion and are right behind us from the off and we play on the front foot, I think it will give us every chance of putting in a good performance.
Any more in the room? Onto the Zoom. Michael?
Hey, Nick, Mike Ander from Blue City Radio. You've spoken earlier in the year about how hosting an Eastern Conference final is something that as a goal for yourself. Obviously, you're 1 game away from doing that if things happen correctly on the other side of the bracket. Is that a distraction at all?
No, because I think I've learned over my tenure here as assistant coach and as head coach that the next game is the most important part. The whole focus is hosting a playoff semi-final at home. We're really proud that we've done everything to get to this opportunity, but there's many more challenges ahead, and the first one is Saturday. We cannot look further than the first 10 minutes of the game because that is our main focus, and then through there we have a game plan and half-time, and we're working through this game, and that is our whole focus.
Chris?
Hey, Coach. Chris Cameron from the outfield. Can you give us an update on the injury status for this game? Specifically, when you mentioned Max Morales was kind of held as last penalty taker due to injury, and then Malachi Jones.
Malachi is in doing his rehab. He's got cleats and he's got his football boots on now, so it's really positive for him, but he's still in that rehab with the medical team, and although he is starting to be exposed a little bit to the football coaches, Leon's been doing some work with him, which has been really good for him. Everybody else is fully fit. We went through the first international week of just making sure that all the players got to a level where they were all at the same freshness and fitness, and now we've had a full week of training with everybody, so really positive.
Joel?
Hey Coach, Joel Lefebvre from Sports Mall. So when you win in a penalty shootout like you guys did in the previous match, there comes a lot of heightened emotions from that. I'm wondering from that perspective, it sometimes comes with a letdown in the next game when your emotions are so high. So from that perspective, does a lengthier layoff between matches give you guys more of a benefit to sort of refocus on what's ahead? Just wondering your thoughts. Thanks.
Yeah, maybe. I think, I understand, and we've seen many of those situations where you almost play your final, right, and then you roll on to the next game. That could be said about both teams because both teams came through incredible challenges in the 2 and 3 seed. The other side is I've been through many, many runs where you play every 3 days and the games are what you want. So I always think you just have to focus on the next game and, be aware of what can happen and be aware of what could happen, but actually just concentrate on the next game, work through what you believe are the important parts and the assets that you have to putting in a good performance. The only thing we can focus on now is putting in a performance. And then when game day comes, you have to be prepared to deal with whatever situation and every moment that you're involved in.
John?
Nick, just talk about the 2 matches you had against the Red Bulls this year. You scored 7 goals against them. So what do you think will be some of the keys in order to be able to continue that? And also, how have you managed, this time off from the emotion of winning in penalties in Cincinnati, trying to keep that momentum up going into such a big match like this?
Yeah, both regular season games were incredibly difficult. The second game is not a 5-1 game. It's a tight game. It's very, very similar. Both games very similar. We know Red Bull are going to be aggressive with the pressing. We know they're going to be direct in the moments where they're trying to pick up second balls and trying to attack off those transition moments. So we're prepared for another very, very difficult game. We have, off the back of an incredibly difficult 3-game series. For us, it's about, it's not about fearing the outcome. It's about attacking the opportunity. And the opportunity is in a playoff semi-final, a chance to advance. And, for us, we've had a break. The break has gave us an opportunity to get everybody fresh and fit and let everybody refocus and concentrate. We've had time to get the work in. Whatever it would have looked like, we would have found a solution to it. If it was 3 days or it was, 14 days, for us, you can't control those gaps. So you just got to find, I have an incredible support staff here that whatever time frame we have, we're going to find the solution to make sure the guys are ready.
Chris, you have another one?
Hey, Coach, Chris Cameron from the outfield. I think I asked a similar question a couple games ago. How are you looking to approach 2 positions where you've had, some rotation the last, several matches in left center back and then right back? Michel Lenich said after scoring against Cincinnati during the regular season that he plays well against Cincinnati, and then he has the game-winning penalty kick. Red Bulls, Tavon got his first goal. He assisted a couple as well. How do you look to manage, both current form against opponents as well as, what the game plan brings to in those lineup decisions? Thanks.
Yeah, I'm proud of the guys throughout the season, right? We've had rotation. We've had guys almost in form in the moments when we've needed them, whether it's Micha, Tavon. We went to Red Bull Arena with Andres Pereira because Santi Rodriguez was suspended, and then Santi comes in and has an incredible game over the 3-game series with Cincinnati. There's a lot of moving parts in selecting. We went with Burke in the game 1 and Justin. For me, it's about making sure that every guy is ready. I've said all year that, to be a winning team, to be a team that can get in position to win, it takes everybody. And you've got to have everybody ready, whether you're in the team, out the team, whether you're on for 5 minutes or 95 minutes. You've got to be ready to contribute for the team, and that's about culture, and that's about the environment that you create. I'm proud of where we are currently, but there's an incredible task ahead in front of us. So for me, it's about picking a team that we believe can put in a performance from the start and having a bench that can improve us in whatever moment we need within the game. And, you know, we got so much depth in our squad that it's about picking the right team.
Final one, Jonathan.
Hey Nick, hope you're doing all right. Jonathan McNamara, New York. This is the first playoff Hudson River derby. Has there been any extra emphasis on this in the training pitch in terms of dealing with the crowd and the emotions and kind of what it means to you and the team?
I'm not so sure we have to deal with the crowd. I'm sure we're probably going to have 25,000 behind us that hopefully if we can get on the front foot, we can make that 25,000 sound like 45,000 because I've said before, when we got our people behind us, it gives us such an energy and such a lift. So we're aware it's a Hudson River derby in the playoffs. Ultimately, for both teams and both sets of, we got professional players here that if you can't get yourself up for a semi-final against your rivals with a chance to progress, you're playing the wrong sport.